Cormac, Leska Helica, Fashra, and Taras Shock. This is an adjournment that I've tabled as a result, I suppose, of the public highlighting of issues concerning people who have deceased receiving correspondence from the Department of Social Protection. And I note the fact that I've had several, I suppose, electronic and telephone conversations with the department since I tabled the adjournment on the basis of trying to, I suppose, establish, if you like, the reason why I put the adjournment down. The reason why I put the adjournment down is quite simple. I've been listening to local radio and have been contacted by a number of, I suppose, concerned citizens who have received correspondence from the Department of Social Protection because loved ones had died and following on from their death, possibly a year, 2 years after they had passed away, they would have received correspondence from the Department of Social Protection about entitlements and surrounding, I suppose, the qualification of entitlements, if you like. And there was one particular individual on Clare FM, our local radio station in Clare, a couple of days ago, who had a son who had Down syndrome. And unfortunately, the poor chap passed away 11 years ago. And recently enough, that particular individual who had passed away received correspondence from the department looking for the return of a free travel pass, given the fact that the disability payments had ceased, even though the guy in question had died 11 years ago. And I know it upset an awful lot of people in my constituency. And I suppose it highlighted the fact that, unfortunately, as a result of computer-generated correspondence, people who had deceased significant years and had received this type of correspondence. And what I'm looking for, effectively, Minister, is protocols to be brought into the Department of Social Protection to ensure that no such correspondence would issue to somebody who has passed away. Now, how is that achieved? I would suggest that that is achieved if people who are responsible for issuing death certificates ensure that they collect PPS numbers and are responsible for notifying the relevant departments that the people who have been registered as deceased have deceased, that they will be responsible for notifying the HSE, the Department of Social Protection, the Revenue Commissioners, the Department of Environment in terms of LPT or local property charges and so forth, that what we need is a protocol, and a very strict protocol, to ensure that people who have deceased, and when the death cert is issued, that the person who issues the death cert then has a, I suppose, if you like, a responsibility, and I would suggest a moral responsibility, to ensure that all the relevant departments are notified that the particular person who has the PPS number and their address and so forth does not receive any further correspondence from Ireland Inc. or the state, because it does cause a significant amount of distress to the families of the bereft. So I look forward to hearing the response. The reason I suppose I suggested and picked the Department of Social Protection is because we have hundreds of thousands of people in receipt of payments from the Department of Social Protection, and that is the department that has been highlighted in the Clare FM exposure in recent times. Cormac.